Hey, welcome back to Command Block Survival. As you can hear, we're still on a snapshot. It's caused some redstone bugs, I think. So we'll look at that in a second, but the main focus for today's episode is going to be the space dimension. That's the diorama over here. We made a little thing that sort of represents, that's like a spaceship and the skull. But we're only going to do that if they fix the teleporting. They said they fixed the teleporting. These ender pearls were teleporting me like 500 blocks away. But if it's fixed, okay, that's what I like to hear. We also need to test if entity teleporting works as well, because I want to mess with some entity teleportation in the space dimension. So we're going to do probably the stupidest command to do in a command block world, but we are going to do it smart. Which is why we have this on needs redstone. If this was on always active, we would just teleport straight up into the sky and this world would basically be toast. Okay. That's good. That's teleporting me relative to my position instead of this command block. So that means that the entity teleportation should be fixed as well, which means we can take a look at the space dimension. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about this. Okay, so this is a player detector. Basically, it's supposed to open up. There's a piston here. I'm a little scared. I want to make sure that this guy can't escape. Basically, he's only supposed to hit the tripwire if he's puffed up. And if we're far away... Oh. Okay, so it is triggering multiple times. Weird. I wonder if that's a permanent change or just a bug. Well, there is a simple fix for it right now anyway. He's sitting on a slab. Where's a crafting table? So all we need would be something slightly shorter. So let's go ahead and pick him up. I remember this being a huge problem before. So hopefully it's not terribly... What? He's sitting on a spike. 61.68. So wait, maybe we do just need a slab. Please, 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 please don't escape. There we go. Easy. Not triggering it constantly. Oh, it's a little slower. That might have been why I had it on the dripstone. Okay, I'm drawing this out a little bit. We're gonna get to the space dimension, but I think I might have found something in between both of these. Lantern is 562. And what? He was like inside of the lantern for a second there. I think he floated up on top of it. Oh, he has to get to the bigger stage. So the lantern's still not high enough. All right. Okay, that's enough of this project for today. I might have more pufferfish somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure on that. If we think of something throughout the course of the episode, we can come back and adjust things, but let's just get going. So here we are in our lovely space dimension. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I was half waiting for a warden to spawn. This is the reason why we wanted to make sure the teleporting works. In here, we have custom mob movement. These mobs, they don't know how to move in anti-gravity, or sorry, zero gravity. So we have command blocks that kind of teleport them around based on what direction they're looking. They can kind of move if they're over land, but as soon as they get... I was kind of hoping that would knock them back over. We'll just do this manually. As soon as they get over nothing, they have some issues. There's this really slow movement that they do. You'll notice it doesn't go in the direction that they're facing. It's kind of funky and weird, and it doesn't make sense. Once they get back to land, you know, it's fine. But if they're moving off in a direction, ugh. So, first things first, I just want to see if this still doesn't work. So you see that blue line that's like flinging back and forth across? That's their eyes. They're looking in that direction. This command is supposed to teleport them towards where they're looking. It's a little bit hard to see. So we'll bring him out here. Now he should move exactly in that direction. Oh. Does that work now? Well, hang on a second. I kind of did this first because I was like, you know, it's the easiest thing, but it probably won't work. But if it works, oh goodness. Oh, he found me pretty quick. Maybe we back away here. Now, it's not for nothing we want these mobs to move around, right? Like, we want a warden to be able to, you know, float over and find us. We don't want him to just be stuck there. Like, if he figures out I'm over here, he should be moving towards me. Okay, so I think he's looking towards me. Yeah, see, that seemed like it teleported him the wrong direction. Okay, the line is very clearly pointing left and up. Yeah, okay, so that's the problem before. So sometimes it desyncs, or not exactly desyncs, but basically that blue line is incorrect. It's correct in terms of which direction their model is looking, but when the game calculates it, then he goes backwards like that, which is really weird and causes issues for our AI. So here's something we could try. What if we like artificially rotate them? Because in the execute command, there's this facing thing. So we could do facing entity. We'll do the player's feet for the silverfish at least. And then we can try teleporting him forward. That kind of worked. His model didn't change direction though, which was a little weird. Definitely teleports him towards us. We could try adding rotated here. Oh, those don't work in... Let's see if this works. No. That genuinely might be the key to this whole solution. So I've turned off all the AI just to make it easier to work with, and I was just trying to teleport him to exactly where he is, and I used these coordinates. Those mean the direction he's already looking at, except for it actually makes him move to look at me. So it's the facing entity. If I don't include facing, he doesn't move. If I do include facing, he does move. Okay, here's another question. If we do on, so you can have stuff do like on attacker, on target. We've used this before, but I'm curious if he's actually trying to target me right now. That's what I really want to know. So we'll just run a simple say hi command. Oh, okay, so how do I explain this? Imagine this log is another player for a moment. In fact, imagine that this log is really close to the silverfish. Say me and this other player, we're just, you know, right next to this silverfish. Now, if we were doing this facing command, the way we target a player is we do at P. But if we could manage to do on target, this might mess up the teleport command. Okay, this is gonna be weird. There's maybe a trick we can do here, because short version of what's happening is it's like, I'm the silverfish, but then it's like on the target. So now it's like, I'm me. And so then it's like teleport me, but maybe because we are only changing the executing as entity here and here, but we're not changing the location, maybe we can use this. Okay, that's a little hacky. If this command was something physical, it would be a knot. It would actually just be a very tangled knot. Oh man. Okay, I think we have something that we can work with though. Oh, it's so much more natural using spacebar to move through this space dimension. I'm so glad we made that change last episode. That's actually why we're still in the snapshot, is I really want to, you know, mess more with the space dimension now that we have this. We're using input predicates to make that work in case you have forgotten or weren't here for last episode. So now we can target whoever this guy is targeting, even if there's other players that are closer. So we can make him stay on his original target, which will look way more natural. We can use some of the game's natural AI, and then we can just apply movement to him. Wait, that looks a little weird. Oh, he's definitely tracking me. Oh my word. Oh, that's so much better. That's crazy. I added one command and fixed this. Wow. I can't believe I've worked on this multiple times before and it's not gone this well. Oh man. Okay, so this is cool. Ha ha ha, there we go. Okay, so now it won't do the whole teleport thing unless they are actually above nothing. Yeah, if I just sit here, they're never gonna come attack me, which might not be great for our mob movement here. Ideally, it'd be nice if they would like chase me up to a certain point and then like come back to their closest island, but that is probably incredibly difficult to do, so we might need to do something simpler. Now, a fairly simple solution to actually all of these problems would be to simply add a chance. Let me just see if this is correct. Yeah, okay. So it's succeeding half the time and failing half the time. So we have a random chance that we can determine, and we could use that to sometimes make them face a different direction, sometimes make them cross the border. So sometimes if we run this command, yeah. But then the question becomes, how much do we want them to turn? So I've frozen them again, and we can run the same command if that phantom wouldn't. Come get some. Got him. But yeah, rather than on target, we can actually just specify, you know, just put 25 right there if we wanted to. And there would be a chance to move him. Wait, why does he kind of go back? Oh, that's weird. Oh, the side to side seems to work just fine. Weird. Okay, so... Oh, is it because I was doing absolute? No. So the problem with this is that it can potentially look really mechanical, right? Because if there's a chance that he's just going to always face this direction, you know, you could end up with two silverfish looking in the exact same direction, which would be like, I think I see through your magic AI here. But, as I accidentally stumbled upon, if we do relative and then basically plus 10 degrees, then it'll always look a little bit different, you know? If they both turn 10 degrees, it'll just be a little bit, you know? And they won't be facing exactly the same direction if they didn't start facing the same direction. So that could be a way to make it look a little bit more organic. But it looks very crazy. Like all of them are just wiggling all over the place constantly. Might have to turn the chance down a little bit. What also might help would be putting the check, the random chance check after the entity. Because right now it's like, it runs the check and then it's like, oh, it passed. Let's do that for all entities. So they all move at the same time, even though the movement is different for each one. So if we reload, we should hopefully get a little bit, oh yeah, they left land this time. We should hopefully get a little bit more interesting movement. Oh wow. Their little eye lines are crazy. Yeah, this is a little bit better. They don't immediately come after me, but they can choose to. You'll notice just one out of the three came. And if we look into the distance, you can see his blue line wiggles sometimes. Oh, he got stuck. Oh yeah, you can see better over there. Like he's mostly just going in the same direction. Sometimes he goes up. I thought about giving them a chance to be still, but seeing as we're in zero gravity actually makes more sense if things are constantly moving because there's no friction to stop them. But yeah, these are good changes. I like that. So that's super cool. Really happy with that. They just go for my feet. Got a lot of unique movement. It looks like, if you hadn't seen how much work we'd done, it looks like they just are moving of their own accord, doing very natural things. So next thing that I want to work on, oh yeah, look, almost all of them have actually come off the land now. We're going to locate one of the custom structures that exist here, the villager space station, and we're going to teleport to it because I just want to show you the problem that we would like to fix here. So this is the villager space station. It doesn't really look like much of a space station, but my biggest issue is the giant gaps here. The rooms are actually very square. It's 7 by 7 by 7, and then the one in the middle is double that, or it's 2 by 2 of that. Anyway, there's these big fat holes that show up, and I actually want it to be like one whole contained structure. And part of what causes the problem here is that not all the rooms have exits that go every direction, as you might expect, right? You know, there's only 3 open entrances here and then like 3 closed ones. And depending on which ones randomly spawn, you might have it so that there's no openings along this entire wall, so it can't generate anything right there. But I have an idea for all of the dead space, a way that we can remove that. And my idea is basically this. What if we make jigsaw blocks not just connect to open areas, but what if we have them connect? I'm trying to pick the right spot in the wall, but we'll just pop one out here for now. What if we connect through the closed walls as well? So that way there's always a chance to connect, and we'll just give this a special connector name of, you know, wall or something. So that way it's only going to connect to another wall. But that way it should fill it up wall to wall of stuff. And the cool thing too is we have these priority options here. And because these are dead ends, we actually want the connected stuff to generate first. So we can give this a priority of -1. That way it'll make sure that it does all of the open rooms first. And once those are generated, then it'll try all the dead ends that are left. And so hopefully that will look pretty cool, but I need to go through here and, well, add a lot of jigsaw blocks. 1, 2, 3. There. It feels very weird making holes in places where it's not really supposed to be a hole. It's like, yeah, like, this isn't supposed to connect with anything. And here we are making it anyway. Have to remember to actually put a block here so that it can turn into something, because once the jigsaws generate, you have the option to turn them into something. So for the stuff that's like, you know, is going to be a wall, yeah, that should definitely turn into something, whatever the wall block is. So all right, that should be good. Oh boy. It seems that I'm out of jigsaw blocks already. It seems I've garnered a following of zombies. Good thing I have piercing on this crossbow. I was gonna go make some jigsaw blocks, and I was like, oh yeah, yeah, we are kind of on the hunt for like a half-size thing for that pufferfish that died. I have to keep thinking about that. So, jigsaw blocks, pretty cheap to make. Assuming I remember how to make them, yeah. We just need a lot of purple stairs. And more importantly, a lot of command blocks. Hehehe. Okay, I do have a lot of redstone. That witch farm is doing very, very well. All right, let's see it. Oops, I mix them up all the time. This is the most jigsaw blocks I've ever had. This is not even a full stack. I'll leave some of this redstone later. We might need it, but hopefully we're good on jigsaws. Wow, that's an expensive change. Okie dokie. Make sure reactor rooms save. Okay, so I have to do that for a bunch more rooms too, but the other room should be a little bit easier. Oh yeah, and also the regular rooms are all stone instead of smooth quartz. I have been meaning to change it over for a while. Hopefully I actually have enough quartz saved up to do this. I think I've run out on the second building. Oh my goodness, I have quartz pillars, but that's gonna look weird if I use it everywhere. That was only 10 rooms and down to 21 jigsaw blocks already. But we should be able to actually generate a full structure now. I put some quartz pillars in there because I wanted to do at least something. Oh, these guys still haven't refreshed. Oh, that'll have to do for now. And interestingly, I think this is the exact same location, so it should have spawned with the same seed. And does it still have holes? Oh, there's definitely still some holes. Okay. Oh, okay, I figured out one of the problems. I gave them target names and not names, and if you aren't familiar with jigsaws, think of it like a lost dog poster. Target name is the poster, and name is the dog. So when the jigsaw's trying to generate, it puts out the lost dog poster. It's like, hey, have you seen Minecraft side hallway? It searches around, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'm named side hallway, and it finds them and it connects. But if you don't have a name, no one can ever find this jigsaw. It will never get connected to. It will only ever be searched for, which sometimes is what you want. That's actually something I used intentionally in this main area. I'm scared. There's wardens here. But yeah, this room, when it's trying to generate other rooms, I actually don't want anything to find this reactor room. I want this reactor room to do the searching. And so this one doesn't have a name. That's why I was making that mistake over and over again. But I forgot these other rooms, they do need names. They gotta be found. Also, I think I forgot a couple in this room. So I basically just have to go and just copy paste wall a lot of times. Cool. Okay, take 2. Oh, I gotta take my elytra off. Elytra don't work in space. So we spawned inside it this time, which makes me think it's a little bigger. Just like running through here, there seem to be a lot less holes. Oh, this is what I was thinking. All right, it's not perfect. There's definitely some issues. Those wood things are the end caps. I'm not sure why the end caps are generating before the rest of it is done. Failed on that spot, but the main thing is our idea seems to have worked. We have a roughly diamond shape thing. There's no major holes. Yeah, okay, that's what I wanted. I think there will be more work to do on this in the future, changing the end caps for one, but I was just really curious if that dead end idea would work, and it seems like it did, so it's pretty cool. It's also really cool seeing all these things like broken up. There's like a modifier. The farther away it gets from the center, the more likely it is for it to be broken like this. I got chased by a silverfish in here. Sweet. Motion is working. Okay, so we're gonna go through the portal here, and that is going to bring me perfect. That's going to bring me to our last thing that I want to work on. So short version, the way these portals work, you can see the whole testing that we were doing. The way these portals work is you discover them in space, you go through, and then it generates a portal here, and then we can go back and forth. But anyway, there's no way for us to get there from here. Like if we just explore, oh no, I don't have elytra. I almost just fell to my death. Like if we were just exploring around, there's no way that we can actually find something that will let us get to space. So I thought about, maybe generating portals randomly, kind of like ruined portals where they would just, show up periodically. But then I had an idea. One that connects all the dots of the space dimension. I think this will be pretty cool if we can make it work. Ah, here we are. Is there anything in here that maybe seems unfinished? Something that could maybe use a purpose? Maybe a purpose that connects to our space dimension? It is so laggy. I haven't been here in a long time. Actually, side note, this place, it's actually bonkers. So this is an ancient city, but there is an ancient city, I believe, over there, and then over there. There's 4 next to each other. You've got to be kidding me. Oh no, this has just got risky. I backed myself into a corner here. I have fireworks if I need to. I don't think he knows I'm here. Come on. I'm holding shift so I can't walk off the edge of blocks and I can't see where any of the edges of blocks are. Don't step on the skull sensors. Oh, okay. I thought I had covered most of the shriekers up. I used wool and blocked off a ton of shriekers here. But apparently, yeah, you can see it. Apparently not all of them. And then there's this portal. Well, it's not, necessarily a portal, but I think we could maybe turn it into a portal using some clever advancements. So we have a portal frame, and we can trigger it in, different types of ways. We could potentially try using or detecting like flint and steel getting used on a deep slate. Look at that. Create portal to space. Okay, so we can trigger it. I wonder if it triggers on the top too. It probably does. Actually, does it trigger on the sides and stuff too? No, only where we can actually create the fire. The cool thing though is this kind of like adds some lore of like this is where the wardens came from, is this dimension that we're making. Oh, it does trigger on the top. We might have to figure out what to do with that. Now the trick is, how do we, fill this with portal stuff and like calculate it even though we're clicking from anywhere, right? Okay, I think what we need, we're gonna have to go just a little bit overkill here. But I think what we need is effectively a predicate that will test for a column of blocks. So it'll basically test for a reinforced deep slate and then a reinforced deep slate and however many air blocks in between. And then it'll check that, like say we light the fire here. It'll check it in that direction and it'll have to check it in this direction. And it'll have to go in all 4 directions, and it might also have to go up and down. Well, actually, so if we're using this predicate, this column predicate, we can actually use the return command. And if we test that they, lit the fire on the top, we can do return fail. That way everything cancels and we don't have to test for like a top layer set and then a bottom layer set. We just only test for this bottom layer set. We'll still have to go in each direction, but I think that that's unavoidable because again, we can click any of these blocks. Okay, so I made a predicate. Let's just try running this thing. Warden portal check, test passed, and test failed. Okay, that was actually slightly less tedious than I expected. A lot of copying and pasting. There's 20 blocks wide, so it's a lot. I think it'll work. I put like a hacky way to make the portal, so we'll see what happens here. It shouldn't create the portals on these locations. Here goes nothing. Oh my goodness. Where am I? I'm at 0. I have so many questions. Okay. I think I figured it out. I put in a function. This was cutting the corner a little bit. So I have some other portal stuff that makes those other portals that we saw earlier work. And so I just slapped this in there, and apparently it triggered earlier than it should have. So I've removed that now. At any rate, the main thing is the portal creation worked flawlessly. If you look, there's no end gateways like sticking out in any wrong directions. Really, I need to rework the portal stuff to make it a little bit more consistent for the future and a little bit more reusable. It's not very reusable right now. So yeah, I mean, it works. And I don't know about you, but look at that. That just looks like what it was made for, right? Being a portal. I'm sure in the future. But yeah, it's like this portal is how the wardens got in, maybe, or something, or maybe it's what they're guarding. I don't know. Either way, I think it adds a little bit of cool lore. And the wardens they make that area so much more interesting. And to just like connect it all together like this, I think is really cool. So really happy with the changes we made. Really like all the stuff we did with the mobs. Their movement is just, it's 10 times better. They can track me so easily. I mean, they're just turning to look at me constantly. It's wonderful. This dimension is really coming along. Super happy with it. But I think that is going to do it for me. Oh, almost forgot. I couldn't come up with anything else that would have the correct size. So we can just roll with a lantern. It's fine. And if you have any ideas, you're welcome to put them in the comments. Oh, I do have one. Oh man, I'll have to replenish these eventually, I suppose. No. Well, that's embarrassing. What a way to end it. Oh boy. Well, I guess I have a lot of time before you guys tell me what is between the size of a spike and a lantern. For reference, the spike again is 0.68 And the lantern is 0.56. Anyway. That's going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the derping. Really happy with what we did in the space dimension. Super cool. But that's going to be it for me. So I'll catch you in the next one.